Hello viewers, welcome back to the story world. My name is Zarun Hassan and today I am here to tell you a horror story. So firstly, plug your headphones, close your eyes and let's start the story with a horror topic. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. What really happened on Dead Mountains? Imagine 9 hikers, young, fearless and experienced, vanishing into a frozen mountain range. Now imagine finding their bodies scattered, some half naked in the snow, one with no tongue, another with a crushed skull, and not a single sign of a struggle. This isn't a movie, this happened. Welcome to the Dyatlov Pass Incident, Russia's real-life horror story that still has no explanation. In January 1959, 10 Soviet hikers, most of them students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, set off into the icy wilderness of the Ural Mountains. Their goal, Mount Ototon. Translation: don't go there. No, seriously, that's what Ototon means in the local Mansi language. Creepy foreshadowing? Yo! The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, was skilled and disciplined leader. These were not amateurs, cold. They had faced worse snowstorms. Part of the thrill, what could possibly go wrong? Everything. One hiker, Yuri Yurin, got sick and turned back early. He would become the only survivor of the Dyatlov expedition. You ever think a stomachache for saving your life? On February 1st, the group set up a camp on the snowy slope of Kholet Siak, another Mansi name that translates to Dead Mountains. What were they thinking? But if it was their last non-stop, after that silence, days passed, then weeks, no ratio of messages, no returns. Family panicked. The Soviet government sent search teams. What they found would spark decades of horror, conspiracy and confusion. The tent was found ripped open from the inside, belongings still neatly arranged, shoes left behind, jackets untouched. The hikers had run into a deadly blizzard, half naked. Why? What terrified them so badly? Bodies were discovered some miles away from the tent, some under a cedar tree, burnt hands likely from trying to make a fire, others buried under the snow, but 2 of them looked like they had been through a war. One had a crushed skull, another had ribs shattered, and Lyudmila Dubinina, her tongue was gone, no blood, no footprints of an attacker, nothing. It was an if they were feeling something that left no trace, not a beer, not a storm, something else, and here's where the story gets wider. The Soviet investigation labeled the cause of death a compelling natural force. Wait, what does that even mean? Sounds like the kind of excuse you use when you have no clue what happened. Theory 1, avalanche. Logical, right, but the slope wasn't steep enough. And if it was an avalanche, why were their bodies so far apart and in such a state? Theory 2, military testing. Secret parachute mines, radioactive weapons, some of the hiker clothes and traces of radiation, plus witnesses saw strange orange lights in the sky that night. UFOs, government, or just a bad case of Soviet sci-fi. Theory 3, infrasound, a rare wind phenomenon that causes panic, hallucination and intense dread. But can fear alone crush ribs and tear tongues? That's some next level anxiety. Theory 4, paradoxical undressing. In late stage hypothermia, your body tricks you into feeling hot, so you take your clothes off, but still why slash you tent from the inside? Here's a twist: the remaining hikers tried to survive. They built a fire, climbed a tree, some even wrapped themselves in others' clothes. Post-mortem desperation doesn't begin to describe it. But here's the part that chills you to your bones. None of their injuries made sense. Internal trauma without external wounds, like being crushed by pressure, not impact. And you thought that the cold was the only killer. Whatever happened up there didn't leave scratches, it left nightmares. The case was sealed, files hidden, and for years Soviet authorities shut down all discussion until now. But just when you think the mountain had buried its secret, a final body was exhumed, and what they found will make your skin crawl. In 2019, the Russian government reopened the case, new tests, new reports, but they still conclude Japan Avilink, we are back to a scare one. But independent researchers disagreed. Some pointed to ancient Mansi tribal legends, spirits that haunted the mountains, protecting sacred land, coincidence, or a warning ignored. Others say they heard a low rumbling hum on that mountain, frequencies that make your organs vibrate. Imagine dying not from what you see but what you feel. Now let's ask the hard question. If this happened today with GPS, drones and smartphones, would we still be clueless or would we wish we had never found it? One of the last photos on their cameras, a bloody image of a strange orbs in the sky taken just before they died. Lost memory or lost warning. Some believes it was a government cover-up, other thinks it was something not human, and a few say the hikers weren't supposed to return alive. Dead Mountains has never given up its secrets, and if you stand there long enough, some say you can still hear footsteps crunching in the snow, running, screaming, then silence. Whatever they saw that night, that scared them more than death itself, and if you ask me, it's still out there waiting. So what do you think happened to the Dead Mountains? Was it an avalanche, a secret weapon, or something not of this world? Drop your theory in the comments, and if you made it this far, congratulations, you are braver than the hikers of Dyatlov Pass. Hit that like button, subscribe for more real horror stories, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next mystery, because the next story might just be about someone like you. So this all was just for today's video. If you find any mistake in the story, let me know in the comment section and I will try to improve it. So take care, bye bye.